Okay children, in the last session we have discussed the summary part of the chapter internet, right? Now we are going to discuss the question answers, right? All these question answers, we are discussing here important questions, but all the question answers is already given in the Maxx question bank, right? You can go through the Maxx question bank and you will get the detailed answers and detailed description about the all the questions, right? So first we are discussing about the assertion and reasoning based questions. This is the first time CBSE has introduced the assertion reasoning based questions in the computer subject, right? So like first question is the set of rules that specifies way data is transferred is called protocols, right? और the reason आपको दिया हुआ है TCP IP is the basic communication protocol of the internet, right? So when you are doing assertion reasoning based questions, you first need to read the statement. Assertion of statement you will read and then you have to tell it whether it's, you know, it's somehow related to the reason which is given there. Like in the first question it's written the set of rules that specifies way data is transferred is called protocols. We have learned the definition of protocol already, right? Now TCP IP is the basic communication protocol of the internet, right? When we are talking about the protocol and now the TCP IP communication, is it somehow related to this? Yes, it is related to this. The protocol TCP IP is the part of the protocol. So we can say that both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation नहीं है protocol की वो. That is the part of the protocol, right? Clear? So such types of questions, these are the options would be given to you, like both A and R true and R is the. When you see that कि दोनों statements आपकी correct है and assertion is explaining the, reason is explaining the assertion, right? Then you will click on this option. Now, if A is true but R is false, there are cases also you will get where option A is assertion is right but the reason is not correct, right? You will get the option A is false but reason is true, and at times both the statements assertion and reasons both are incorrect. So you have to very confidently, and if you have the thorough knowledge of the subject, you will be able to find it out. So the correct answer is both A and R true but R is not the correct explanation of A. Let's move to the next question. Case based questions. One case study, one paragraph is related to one topic is given and on the basis of that question is being asked to you, right? Like in the case source based question, like one paragraph is given. Internet is a collection of millions of computers which are connected to each other using cables, telephone lines, satellite. When you are attempting the case based question, it's very important you highlight the important points while reading the case based questions, right? Like in this question we can underline this. Then uses of internet is being discussed, explore information, online shopping, online banking, video calling, online reservation, right? It provides many services to the user, but internet has many disadvantages also, like misuse of information, right? Online frauds, financial data stealing, right? To access information from internet, we need to use World Wide Web, which is also known as web, and helps to access information over the internet. It contains millions of documents known as web pages. Each web page contains text messages, audio, video and links to other web pages. The web uses HTTP, which we have already discussed, that hypertext transfer protocol, which is used to transfer these documents over the, these documents means these web pages over the internet, right? And very important, Sir Tim Berners-Lee along with Robert Saleo invented the World Wide Web, right? Now let's discuss the questions based on this paragraph. A person who uses internet, uses the internet, uses a software, application software we have discussed, that's called as the web browser. And web browser क्या करता है, what is the working? It requests for a document web page is located somewhere on the web. The browser requests the internet host server which contains that document. The website क्या है? It is a collection of different web pages which are related to each other and linked together. जितने भी आपके web pages है, see website क्या है? It is a collection of different web pages, right? And web pages somehow in one website, all the web pages are linked with each other, right? A web page may contain images, text, audio, video. The language which is used to create web pages is known as HTML, and the full form of HTML, we all know that it is hypertext markup language, right? Now, on the basis of the questions, the case studies, the paragraph we have read, now let's discuss, which is a collection of millions of computers which are connected together. We all know that network, internet, www, and none of the above. So we all know that the collection of millions of computers which are connected together, it's known as internet, right? So next question. Who invented the World Wide Web? We have already discussed that Sir Tim Berners-Lee along with Robert Salilio introduced the concept of World Wide Web, right? Now, which of the following is not an advantage of internet? You have to read, see, it's very important to read the paragraph very carefully, right? Now, we all know that searching information, yes, we can all search information using internet. Online banking also we can do, online shopping. Can we do homework using internet? No. So this is the incorrect option. This is not an advantage of internet, right? See, you need to find out the appropriate answer. At times there are options given, आपको लगता है सारी similar है, but you have to choose the best option which suits your, which you know according to as appropriate to your questions, right? Which of the following is the disadvantage of internet? Now, cyberbullying. Yes, it is a disadvantage. At time people, you know, they bully each other. They, you know, cyberbullying means passing, you know, unpleasant comments about someone online, right, on the social media or any other platform. Stealing of information. Yes, at times people steal information online through the various means. You must have heard about the, you know, stealing financial data of the people, right? आपके debit card, ATM card pin, people steal that, right? Then online fraud, yes, it do happen. That is the major drawback of, you know, using internet. So all the above options are correct. Cyberbullying, stealing of information, online fraud, all these are the disadvantages of the internet. Now, which program requests for document on World Wide Web? Web browser, web server, web page, none of the above. We all know that we can access different web pages using the web browser and application software, right? So, and we have already read in the paragraph that web browser, it requests for the document. जो भी web pages, suppose I have asked for CBSE, you know, academic, I have searched for that in the search engine. So, web browser, it will make me available, it will search, it will send the request for that particular web page and it will be displayed on my screen. So the correct answer is web browser, right? Now, we have already discussed that a website is a collection of different interrelated web pages, right? A web page contains which of the following? We have already read in the you know, paragraph that web page contains text, pictures, audios, videos, links. So text, yes. A web page contains text, yes. Images भी होती हैं, audio, video, yes, it contains. So the all of the above is the correct answer for this. Now, dash is a collection of different documents on the internet which are linked together. Abhi just now we have discussed that website is a collection of different documents or web pages on the internet which are linked with each other. The correct answer is website. Now, let's come to the second part, open-ended questions, right? Short answer question. First of all, we are going to discuss that. First, what is URL? I have already discussed that. Please, this is very important. N numbers of time this question has been asked in the CBSE examination. What is URL? And explain by giving a suitable example of URL. Any URL. At times, they ask, give example of any government URL, right? So URL kya hai? It specifies it defines the unique address of the website or the document on the internet, right? It uniquely identifies a website on the internet. Every website has a unique address, right? The examples of URL is www.cbse.nic.in. कोई भी आप see, you learn 5-6 examples of the URLs, because then you can write in the example part. When at times question is being asked, what is the URL? See, it's always important to, if a 2-marker question is asked, right, there is no harm in writing more, right? If the time allows, you should, even if they have not asked the example, you should always give an example to give a clarity to the examiner that this child knows everything, right? Now, long answer, we are discussing only the important questions. All these questions in the detailed, and there are n numbers of questions is already given in the Maxx Marks question bank, right? You can refer that, but we are here only discussing the important questions, right? So what is the difference between a web address and the email address? Very important. Web address और email address में क्या difference है? Web address क्या होता है? It is the address of the websites on the internet, using which we can locate a website on World Wide Web. Whereas email addresses क्या होते हैं? These are the unique addresses or of the individuals, right? Which we use for communication over the internet through the emails. Email address. See, if we have to send some letter to someone through the normal post, we need address of that person. In the same way, when we have to communicate someone online, then we need to use email address, right? Web address of each website uniquely identifies a website, whereas email address of an individual uniquely identifies the identity of the individuals. See, if the difference is, at times the differences comes, I always suggest you to write, divide the question into the columns and write. If the 1-marker question or 2-marker question is there, then it's very important to write the differences first in the column. Divide the question into 2 sections. In one side write web address and another side write email address, and at least write 2 points. अगर आपको कुछ और नहीं समझ आ रहा, even you can write the web examples of the web address and example of the email address. That is also counted as a correct difference, right? So children, thank you so much. With this, we are done with the chapter 1, question assessments, right? In the next topic, we'll discuss more. Thank you very much. All the